We're
You're on.
speaking to George this morning. He is the owner of the Malacca Toy Museum. Thank you so much, George, for speaking to us on the LITE Breakfast. I can see you have a part of your collection there
That is so cool.
for us to see as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Now, George, tell us about
Yeah.
the first thing you started collecting. Do you remember at what age you started collecting toys or stuff?
I remember very well that I enjoy looking at toy. I think if I remember well, it was like standard 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be around 11 years old. So at that time, I think because once a year my dad will bring us, me and my two other siblings, to a toy shop at the just before Christmas. He will bring us for our Christmas shopping, and each of us will get to choose only one toy. So I remember going to the toy shop in Malacca, the one and only, I think, in Malacca at that time. Once I go into the toy shop, it's like paradise. Yeah. So there are so many toys there. I remember they have guns, and again, my father is he doesn't encourage me to have guns, right? So I think my first toy that I really wanted was the model kit of World War II plane.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes. So and then I'm a person who is I like to do how do I say fixing things up. So I think the kit was really amazed me, you know.
Okay.
So I didn't get yes, I remember my dad bought 2 boxes, the FX, the model kit. Then during Christmas, I was a bit disappointed because the 2 boxes of model kit was not for me.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
Oh yeah. So he actually bought it for his nephew. So so you imagine the frustration as a child, my goodness. So, and the best part is my cousin is staying with us, and then I don't get to go into the room. It's out of bounds. So once in a while, I take a peek and I can see that the model was up. He did it very nicely, and he displayed it up on top of the cabinet. So that urge, that dream, you wanted something very much and then you can't have it. So I think that was the very first toy that I really wanted, but I didn't get it. So but the best part is I think the following year, my Christmas present, a family friend gave me uh, they call it the Gloucester Gladiator. It's a plane. It's a model kit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so surprising. I didn't ask for it, but somebody gave it to me, and so I that was considered my first model that I built.
And was that where your love for model kits and for toys started?
Yes, that's right. In fact, I think it's good that my dad brought us to the toy shop. Even though we don't get, the toys that we wanted, but we were actually exposed to the many toys that were around.
Mm.
So, and last time we don't have what you call it, internet and all this media, right? So when you go to a toy shop, it's like going into another world. It's very fascinating.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think that somehow and how do I say, the impression that I got, was very good, very positive.
Mm-hmm. But what made you start, like, what was the catalyst for you to start collecting all these toys?
Okay. The thing is, when I went to KL, for my college study, that was when I was, in a way, I enjoyed my freedom. I got my own freedom, my goodness. So it's like I used to walk along Bukit Bintang to my college, which is nearby, Jalan Imbi. So I will pass BB Plaza. I will pass some shopping places, and then again, I will see a lot of toys, that I like. But then during college days also was very limited. I didn't really collect, but I tried to save money, and I did get some, you know. So the when I go full swing was when after I graduated and I started working. That's when I really collected a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us about your toy collection. Like which of your toys is the most precious to you? How about the
Yeah,
most
as you can,
expensive one?
I think my favorite is definitely Star Wars.
We
Uh,
can tell, yes.
yeah. So I love Star Wars a lot because it first premiered, the first episode 4, it was when I was standard I was in hang on, I was in standard 5 or standard 6, so 1978. So that was the first time I went to the cinema with my cousin. And lah, when Star Wars, when it comes on screen, the imagery, the sound, the amazing what you call it, characters. Yeah, George Lucas is a genius. That's why
So
my
did
name
you
also
start
George.
so did you
Yeah.
start with collecting Star Wars toys
Yes,
first?
yes. I think if you're talking about toys that I buy myself, then it's when I started working time. Yes, I collected mostly Star Wars figures. That also actually I want to advise people is start small. Don't you may want new things, new items. But sometimes even if you can't afford it, it's all right. Just you know. Um, get the things that you can afford at that moment. You don't get it today, you will get it another day, you know. So don't feel sore about it. So I've learned that quite a lot through the years. So yeah, I collected Star Wars.
Which is your most expensive one?
I wouldn't say it's most expensive. I think the most precious one is I have a life-size Yoda, and this figure you cannot buy. It's lucky draw
Oh.
for a local franchise. You have to eat a certain amount. You have to eat a meal, and then you have to fill in the forms. It's lucky draw. Okay, so for this Yoda, it's very precious to me because I actually had to go to this fast food outlet and eat my lunch there for like 1 week every day just to get the forms. And is my sister, she also helped me to submit the forms in her area because every outlet there's actually one character. So they have Yoda, they have what you call it, Darth Maul, Jar Jar Binks. There's so many characters, but I like Yoda because he's the master, the Sifu. So my sister put on her side, and then I also drop off my side. So KL, KL, we have so many fans, right? So my chance is like almost zero. And the good news was my sister called me and she won.
Wow.
Yes, amazing, right?
So your
She
sister
won.
also had to eat the whole week worth of
No, I
fast
gave her
food.
the form. I gave her my form.
I
Yes,
see, I
we
see.
split the form. So I think that is the most precious money can't buy item in my shop in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many toys in total do you have in your museum right now?
Last count was estimated around 10,000 items. I think there's more because a lot of it are still in the storage. So because after the museum, there are people who donated their toys to us. So I think it should be more than that.
Wow, 10,000. How much do you think everything is worth?
Oh, priceless! Oh my goodness!
How much you put
It's
in though? How much money do you put in to get all that?
Yeah.
so I because I really can't tell because it's we call it blood sweat. Is it? All the it's sometimes I but usually when I buy I kind of restrict myself. I don't just buy as in some. There are collectors who collect them instead.
Mm.
So as for me, I collect the characters that I like. Like maybe it's artistic. Maybe I used to like villains a lot because villains are the most creative, most colorful characters.
Mm.
Then slowly I try to complete them. Those that I missed out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else are you searching for right now? What have you missed? What do you miss? What's next in your
Currently,
list of toys to add to your museum?
currently, this hot on the what you call it?
On the
Hot
list.
on the request by my customers is Annabelle doll.
Ooh.
Oh.
I would like that. That would be brilliant. Yeah.
You see, JD, yeah. So
Scary though, no?
it's just a toy actually for me.
Also, you
But
don't
then,
just collect
yeah.
Star Wars stuff. You collect everything, including like horror stuff as well.
Yes, a little bit because like I said, I like villains, right? So I think when I was in Form 4, actually last time I was very afraid. I was a very scaredy cat. Then in Form 4, after watching The Thing by John Carpenter,
Yeah.
then I kind of overcome my fear, and I started to watch more on science fiction. Like later it became aliens, predators. So I became fascinated by the what you call it, the horror. So yeah, it's
And I hear
interesting.
you have a horror room at your toy museum as
Yeah,
well.
that's right. We have a horror section. I would love to have actually like a corridor full of all these characters. So, but unfortunately, our space is limited. You see.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and also, I think a lot of people like to be scared.
Not this one.
I've never
Really?
watched a horror film ever in my life.
You should
But what
try,
is in your
Bel.
horror room? Is it like a haunted house or what? No.
No, I can't make it into a haunted house because there are children who comes in.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because we have different characters there. We have normally like those 70s Dracula, Frankenstein, and then some other characters like from the comic Spawn.
Mm.
Spawn is actually from hell,
Yeah.
by the way. So we have a few other characters, but then some of the customers keep requesting, why is it Chucky is not there?
Yeah.
Why is it not Chucky?
So there's no
Keep
Chucky?
asking. I didn't want to put it there because Chucky is some sick some sick doll, right? It's very violent and it's gore. But unfortunately, the request was so high. Finally, I added Chucky. There's actually Chucky there.
Hmm.
So fantastic. Very hard to get Chucky.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, really, it's very hard to find.
How do you
So,
source all your toys? Do you
yes,
buy them from collectors or you buy them off the shelf?
early days I get it from shopping complexes during sale. But then nowadays we have online shopping. We even have like what you call it, pre-loved items on they sell online. So that's how I get some of the. Currently, I get it online.
Where's the furthest you had to go to get something that you wanted?
Penang, I think. I drove to Penang just to this seller who actually agreed to sell me the item. But then last minute, I was worried that he will back out on the deal.
Mm.
So I said to myself, I better drive up or else I will never get it.
What was it?
So, have you heard of Hellboy?
Yes.
Yeah. So this set is the first series from the movie. It's a complete set. I think about five pieces. So yeah, the
Anuk
Hellboy
Unrama.
series 1.
Wow.
Anuk Unrama. I know Hellboy.
Yeah.
What does your
One.
family think of your toy collection?
That's a very good question. Family. My I think I have to thank my wife who has been very supportive all these years. It's not easy being my wife because it's I think my early days my toys like eat up the storeroom more than her own items. So I used to tumpang my boxes in my mother's house, my sister's house. So it's like really thank them for their patience with me. It's not easy to be a collector.
How about your children? What do they think of your toy
For
collection?
them, I think they also enjoy the what you call it, the different characters that I have. My wife in the early days, she used to bring them to the fast food places where they get some meals, and then there's gifts that comes with
Yeah.
it. So if you go to the Disney room, I have a Disney section, a fairy tale section where their toys are there. So in a way, I think they are happy that the toys survive, and they are all in set. With the meals you have to collect the set.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's very nice. That's why we have Bugs Life, the early days, Bugs Life, Toy Story,
Do you let
Tarzan.
do you let your kids play with all the toys in the museum when they were younger?
That time
Or
I
there are
haven't opened the
some
museum yet.
some that are off,
Definitely,
off limits.
definitely, yeah, especially Star Wars. No lah, they're alright. I think they prefer the Disney characters, so we doesn't clash. Yes.
Okay. But is
in
there a
fact,
thin go ahead.
sorry, I just want to add on the like my kids. One of my son is called Luke. My daughter is Leia.
Oh my
So-
god! How Star Wars can you get? Oh man!
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. So must thank my wife who allowed it.
So what's your wife's
So-
name? Darth? No, I
I
hope not.
No, not Star Wars.
But you have three
She's,
kids, George. So
yeah.
Luke, Leia, the other one is non-Star Wars.
Michelle. Non Star Wars.
Luke,
Non-Star
Leia,
Wars.
and Yoda.
Oh no. she will hate me for life.
But George, is there a thin line between being a collector and being a hoarder?
Yes,
in
that's
the
right.
in the
That
beginning
is,
stages, did your
mm-mm.
family think that you were a hoarder?
I think so. I believe so. I think most people will do that because they call it what it could be somebody's treasure but somebody's trash. So I think the difference yesterday when I thought about this, a hoarder is somebody who keeps collecting without any purpose. A person who just keep and then they just storage. But to me, each item that I collect that has a purpose or a reason that I collect. So I think very important. All collectors have to bear this in mind. They should try to be selective in their collection, so they won't end up like becoming a hoarder instead. I think that should be it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was the inspiration behind the toy museum? So there's
yes.
not enough space at home already, then you decided, okay, I have to
Exactly.
open a museum.
It didn't start as I have to open a museum, but it was getting too many items. So I initially I will open a shop which is selling crafts, crafts and souvenirs. And then I had to move out from that shop. So when I found this other place location in Jonker Street, it's very big. It's like a warehouse, warehouse. So I was thinking, why not I display some of the items, at least people can take a look at it instead of sitting in the storeroom and doing nothing. The hoarder thing. so
According to your
really,
family, but it's your
yes.
collection. It's your precious collection.
Correct. So when I started displaying the items, you can see the feedback, the what you call it, the in a way the expression you get from the visitors. Sometimes when they see the toy, they laugh, they make jokes, they start to talk to each other. A grandfather will tell the grandchildren, hey, this is my I have this toy, last time, like many years ago, and then the grandson will tell the grandfather, come and see, this is my favorite. You see, when you hear them sharing, they started talking, so it gives you back the happiness. So I think it's worthwhile opening the museum.
How has it been open now, the museum?
We started in 2008, June 28th. So it's more than, I think, 11 or 12 years already.
Wow.
How have I go to Malacca so often. How did I miss this?
Yeah. So that's why a lot of people ask me why I didn't do promotion, Malacca Toy Museum. Why is it so quiet? Nobody knows, So I think it's very strange also.
They're gonna know now.
Do you charge a fee for people to come and see your toys?
Yes, minimum. The fees is basically to cover the electricity and the rental. Adult is 6 ringgit, children is 4. So I think it's very reasonable. I try to rent a place that is not too exorbitant, the rental, So, but the trouble is, the frustration is what you call it? The electricity I have to pay a commercial rate. So that's quite high, the cost, you see.
So do you, to cover the cost, do you ever, or have you ever sold any of your collection?
There's a little corner in front where I sell some of the items that I have extra. So it does help the selling of the item. Okay. Yeah.
What's your plan for your museum moving forward?
Yes, the plan. Actually, I really hope that this museum can run by itself, because we won't be here forever. And as long as the museum is around, people get to be happy. I'm always happy when I go to my museum. It's another world. Yeah. So I hope more visitors will come, give us a visit, enjoy yourself. And the thing special about the museum, every cupboard, every section, there is something very unique in it. I don't highlight it, but you have to discover it. So you have to take your time. You look at it properly. There's something different inside there. It can be if you're detailed enough, you look carefully, you will see. You'll find the surprise.
You know what you can do, George? You can do like a treasure hunt or something.
Oh yeah.
Like a little pamphlet for little kids, or can you find this treasure in this section? That will make it more interesting for the kids.
That's right. Sometimes school they come, they ask for some activity. I do try to do it. So that is by special appointment.
So are your kids not gonna take over?
My kids, it depends on them whether they want to do it. I usually let them have their own way of life. So it's individual,
Yeah. And none of them are collectors.
Yeah, I think you're right. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
My wife will be like freaked out.
There's only room for one collector in every household, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's right. Space. I think the bottom line is space. We need space for things.
Is that the biggest issue for a collector like yourself?
This question is very good, because if you look at the toys in the museum, I think, have you wondered where are the boxes?
Where do you put them in an attic or something? But
it's
10,000 boxes though. That's a lot of boxes.
So I have so I have a storage for the boxes. So as museum, we can't really throw away the boxes because it's very valuable if it's complete with box. So then again, another issue, the storage of the boxes.
Can't you fold them up or something, the boxes?
Some they come with clamshells, you see. So
okay.
You can't unless you throw away the clamshells, but then it defeat the purpose.
Right.
You really eat up a lot of space on the boxes. That is also another issue.
I never thought of that. That's actually quite true, because you want to keep the boxes because the value.
Yes.
Really hard to find toys go up in price.
True. And then some of the boxes are very beautifully designed, and then they have like posters and the so it's good with if you can keep the box. But I hope, like again, the question earlier, someday if the museum were to run by itself, we have a proper place. I always dream of having like a spaceship for my toy.
A
Like
spaceship. Wow.
yeah. So like imagine Star Wars, our favorite is the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
So if you have a Millennium Falcon with all the toys in it, you go into a spaceship. Imagine. It's amazing, right?
Actually,
Wow.
George, you
Yeah.
have 10,000 toys. I don't think a Millennium Falcon will work. I think you need like a Death Star. You need
we
a whole
need
planet.
we need the what you call it, the Avengers, the helicarrier.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But if one day, George, someone were to come to you and say that I want to
Mm.
buy everything that you have in here for a big sum of money, would you
Yeah.
sell?
It depends on the person actually, because if that person is a real person, someone who is really into collecting, then I think it shouldn't be an issue, because I don't want to be the hoarder. So hopefully that somebody can take over. George Lucas sold his business to Disney.
Mm.
So Disney did a very good job, I feel, even though a lot of people oppose, but they are the people who can what's the word? Bring it to greater height,
Mm.
So I think that should be it, you see.
Okay, like George,
Mr.
I'll tell you
Point.
what.
Yes.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Let's say I had all the money in the world, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm a hardcore toy. I love toys, right?
Yeah.
I have
Mm.
He-Man, I have all kinds of stuff. I even have Star Wars as well. And
Yeah.
I came up to you and I said, George, I
Mm.
want to buy a toy museum. Right?
Mm.
How
Yes.
much would it cost? Give me a price.
No, you have to offer me. So rich. Yeah, you have to give me that that
Okay.
blink. You need to
Are we
like a
talking about
twinkle in my
7
eyes.
figures? Or are we talking about like what? 7 figures.
7 figures.
Nah,
In the
if you know
millions.
me well, if
Mm.
you have some of my customers who come to my museum, I have given toys that were free of charge. I've given away toys. Sometimes you look at the child, you like the toy so much. Sometimes I just give it to them. The parents are always in shock, how is the item that I'm selling, and in the end I gave it to the boy. But when you see the smile on the boy's face or the little girl, it's amazing,
Mm-hmm.
So that frustration again when I was young, is I'm returning it to the public. So I mean, there's no price. There's no price. It is there's no fixed price, I'm saying. So
Yeah. You really are at a whole other level. People just
yeah.
sometimes collect things for their own pleasure. They like to look at it. But for you, it's like you want to make other people happy as well with
Yeah,
your
that's right.
collection.
Really. Yeah, you're right. This Belle, because after all these years of collecting, it's like I get more complaints than I mean from in general. So when I have the museum, it's a whole different experience. So it's good to share, you see. Maybe because I'm getting older.
But what advice do you have for those that are probably starting their collection right about now, up and coming
Yes,
collectors?
you want to start collecting. So my advice is go slow, never always don't follow your impulsive what you call it now, the impulsive buying is very dangerous. I noticed that when you buy it out of sudden bursts, you buy, you when you go back after a while, you will feel not happy. You're still not happy. So my advice is start small. Don't go big. Don't overspend. If I see something that I really like at the shopping complex or what, I will just turn away. You just turn away, walk away, get a breather, go to another section. After a while, you will not think about it already. Yeah. So only collect those things that you really like, really, really like. So that way, whatever you collected is more meaningful.
Okay, like 6 figures. Come on. Come on, George.
JD.
JD actually just wants the Star Wars
I
stuff
only want
lah.
the Star Wars stuff.
Star Wars, oh,
You,
you know.
you know what, George?
Yeah,
Next time, Bella and I, we're gonna be coming to Malacca soon. We're
sure,
gonna pop by.
come by. You know,
And
it'll be
I
an
tell you
honor.
what, I have
Yes.
some old He-Man stuff. I have some old mask stuff and everything.
Oh
And
my goodness.
I've been wondering where to put them and who to pass it to.
Uh,
And I've even got A-Team. I might
My goodness.
I might pass it to you.
Oh dear. You're giving me stress already. It's a big responsibility. Usually I will tell my customers who wants to donate toys to us. Don't you have somebody who you want to pass it on? You know, your children, your somebody, your brother. You know, I always encourage them to pass it on to somebody. You know, so unless you got nobody to give, you're most welcome to send it to us. We will. It's in good hands. Yeah.
All
So,
right.
That's brilliant.
Thank you so much, George, for speaking
most
to
welcome.
us.
I'm glad to be able to appear in your program.
What happened to the Elmo?
Yes.
What?
We have a special guest. Sorry. I think. Oh no, he's angry with me. He's not coming. Elmo. Here's Elmo. Elmo just want to say something before we go off.
Okay.
Are we ready? Elmo,
Yep.
say something. Say something.
Elmo just wanted to say that Elmo loves you.
Oh,
That's it.
Yeah, give them a flying kiss.